What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today I'm going to show you guys how to solo Heroic Spine and Heroic Madness of Deathwing. A lot of you guys have been asking me for this ever since I did the Glory of the Dragon Soul Raider guide, and also the normal Spine guide, and so I'm just going to get right down into this. It's going to be one full clip. You need to have second wind, okay? That's why I have that open. You need to have second wind. Alright, having the other two is not really that big of a deal, but second wind is the best decision here. Now we're going to start this out, and we're going to get right down into it. First thing you do is you just kill all 4 of the corruptions. This is going to be basically the same strategy as I used for the normal spine guide, and the reason for that is that you have amount of health to just pretty much stand in the in where the corruptions die, and you're not really going to have too much trouble. Now, 2 main differences between normal and heroic. One, you get the brute corruption death. Whenever that expires, it does a lot of damage to you. Also, whenever an amalgamation dies, not whenever it gets thrown off, but whenever it dies, you kill one. It does puts a debuff on you. As you can see right there, watch, see, I just took like 37,000 damage. That's from the Brood Corruption Death, alright? Whenever an amalgamation dies, you lose 6% of your health. It's like that debuff. It's the 3rd debuff. There it is. Degradation. I can't really read it from here. My monitor's kind of far away from me. But either way, the point here is that you don't want to kill amalgamations unless you have to. Just roll them off just roll them off Deathwing. It doesn't even matter. After this, this is where you can tab out and stalk people that you knew in high school on Facebook, make mean posts about people, or just look at porn. You can do whatever you want at this point because you're just going to stand here until you have at least 9 corrupted blood. And the reason for that is after you have 9 corrupted blood, you're going to charge over and kill that last corruption, and then make sure that you obviously get these stacks and just do the fight normally, and I'll explain that whenever it happens. This is pretty boring, honestly. I'm going to just be honest. It's pretty fucking boring, but it's not really that hard to do. The reason that you have second wind is once you reach 35% health, obviously you will gain 10% leech, might be 20, I don't even know. But the point is, you'll gain some life leech, and then you can whirlwind all the ads, and as soon as you whirlwind all the ads, it will basically heal you to full health. At this point, there's really nothing that can go wrong. If you're taking too much damage or something like that, just put a heal on yourself. Like every class has some sort of ability to get through this. I mean, it's a little bit different. So as you can see, there it is. I killed the corruption, and then look at all those corrupted bloods. As soon as the amalgamation comes up, I'm probably going to whirlwind here. And yeah, see, look, I whirlwind. I'm full health. Amalgamation has 9 stacks. This is like it's like you're watching the Olympics and it's like a synchronized swimmer thing because this is so perfect, okay? And see, I have the buff again from the Brood Corruption Death, and the Amalgamation Explosion does a little bit of damage to you, but it's not too much. Just make sure that you kill him before it rolls, and because it can roll him off while he's casting the explosion. Kill the Tendon. The Tendon's got a good bit of health, so you might need to save cooldowns for it, but you're going to spend a whole lot of time waiting anyway. Make sure that whenever you kill the first plate, you make sure that you do not kill the other corruptions while Deathwing is about to roll. He used to roll every 5 seconds, now he rolls every 10, and so that's actually really nice because 5 seconds was really rough for soloing, and so that makes it a little bit easier, and so you guys really shouldn't have too much trouble. So you can do the back and forth thing from one side to another to reset the roll timer, but honestly guys, I would just recommend AFKing it here in the corruption thing. And make sure guys, if you've never done this fight before, you might not know what's going on, make sure that you have the buff. Like as you can see, I have 3 buffs right there. The buff to the left, the leftmost corner, I guess, or area on my debuffs, that's going to make sure that whenever he rolls, it won't throw you off, and you just have to stand in one of these little fire pits things where the corruptions spawn and get one of those. As you can see, I'm getting low health. You can obviously use defenses here, and I gained a little bit of health. Now watch this. See, obviously they're all here. Boom, full health, full health. How is this even fucking hard? It's not. It's the easiest fight in the entire game. Okay, and it was really, I was able to do this at 90. Honestly, I really was. I'm not trying to brag or anything. It's not like a really big deal. It wasn't even really that hard. But the point of me mentioning that is that you can do this, and it's not really that hard to do. And I didn't really want to put out the video at level 90 because then there wouldn't really be that many people who knew how to do it or was able to do it. I don't think it would really help as many people as it will help now. And so again, I just killed the second plate. Make sure that, as I said before, if you're having trouble killing a plate, save your cooldowns for them. And you can always use the 2 amalgamations to kill the plates too. But I don't really think that that's necessary. As you can see, look at them just getting rolled off just in time. Just in time. How perfect is that? Did I even get Brood Corruption Death? I don't even think I did. Like, I've got this shit down to a science. If there's a way to be lazy, like, trust me, guys, I'm gonna have it down. Don't worry. And I'm gonna show you guys how to do it too. And so again, just make sure that you have 9 of these bloods, and then you go over and kill the corruption. don't kill the bloods inside the little thing where you're standing here, the little fire pit that roots you. And the reason for that is that if you do that, then they'll just respawn, and then you're dead, and then it turns into a pain in the ass. Make sure you kill them in the middle, all right, just to save yourself some time. And make sure that whenever you kill the amalgamation, you've got at least, I don't know, like 5 seconds left on the roll timer, so they don't roll them off always casting nuclear explosion. Because I mean, that happened to me once, and that was just such a I was not happy whenever that happened. Anyway, so as I said before, the only 2 things that you really need to worry about in this fight is making sure that the Brood Corruption Death doesn't kill you, and making sure that you kill the Tendons on time. Other than that, it's the exact same as normal mode, and you will lose a little bit more health over time, as I said before, with the we call it the buff whenever you kill an amalgamation, and you lose 6% of your health, which does stack. And so that's kind of a pain in the ass. And I'm doing this on 25-man, by the way. I forgot to even mention, I'm doing this on 25-man. And so, because obviously some people might have trouble, and you know, this is even easier on 10-man. This is how easy it is on 25-man. All right. Now, heroic madness. Unless you're trying to do chromatic champion first, you want to kill Kel'Thuzad last, and the reason for that is just because Kel'Thuzad makes you. It's like the biggest damage buff, right? And I usually kill. I don't even remember what rotation I kill here. It doesn't even really matter, guys. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. There's like 1 or 2 things that's different between normal madness and heroic madness, and I'll show you guys those as they happen. And the first thing is he's going to put a debuff on you, and it summons an ad. And whenever the debuff ends, the ad spawns. Here's what you do with the ad. Ignore it. It gives a fuck, right? It's going to do a cast, and whenever it finishes the cast, it does a little bit of AoE damage. It was really bad at level 85, but you're level 100 now, so it doesn't matter. So as soon as you come up, as soon as you start the fight, you're going to fight the arm tentacle. What I always usually do is I wait for the actual mutated corruptions to come up, and the reason for that is just so I don't have one spawn while I'm on the other platform, and it just becomes frustrating. And so anyway, as soon as a mutated corruption spawns, what you want to do is switch over to it. Now look at my health here. I took 30,000 damage from that impale, and the reason for that is impale does a whole lot of damage. You do not want to take 2 impales at the same from the same corruption. And so make sure that you burn down the corruptions as fast as possible, and that you don't fight another corruption or kill this tentacle until you've got at least like less than 10 seconds left on your impale debuff. And so that's again because the impale will do double damage to you. So that's like 60,000 damage. Now for a lot of people that's not really a big deal. For me it's not really a big deal. But for you, if it is a big deal, you just don't really want to have it happen. And so there's the Elementium Bolt. There, it's gone. So don't even worry about those. And then as soon as you kill a tentacle, try and kill them before you have the blood spawn. But if you have the blood spawn, you can AoE them down pretty easily. Now, as Dormu puts down the little like slowing circle, and it doesn't even really matter what they do, honestly, guys. It really, really doesn't, except for what Alexstrasza does, and that's still just minimal. And so again, what I always do, as I said before, you can burn these things down before the mutated corruptions even spawn, and the mutated corruptions won't spawn. But if you burn them down and it dies right whenever the mutated corruption spawns, it becomes kind of an issue. And so because then you have to jump back over, and then you've got the other mutated corruption, and so it's just don't do that. Either way, and so there it is again, impale, and I put up some cooldowns. I take basically no damage, and so again, there's a corrupting parasite, which is the ad that you just pretty much ignore, or you kill it in 1 hit like I did. Alexstrasza helps you kill them, and she'll also kill the blistering tentacles whenever her platform is up. And so the only time you won't deal with it, you won't have that available, is whenever you kill Kel'Thuzad's platform. And at that point, I'll show you guys, it doesn't even really matter anyway. And so I'm pretty much about to kill him, and then we're going to have the bolt come down. I don't even remember if I kill the bolt or not. Like, this is, honestly, guys, like, this is just a complete face roll. And so I do this on 25-man every week, and the reason for that is just to make more money. Now, getting here on 25-man, I'm just going to say something real quick. Soloing Ultraxion 25-man, sometimes it fucking does that. Like, I don't know why it, like, jumps you back over. It's so annoying, but hopefully they'll fix that. Anyway, soloing Ultraxion 25-man heroic can be difficult, and the reason for that is you have to kill him before the first Isle of Twilight, just by the way the mechanics function. So be aware of that. And so also Hagara is kind of hard too, unless you have a pet to avoid the electric phase, because usually that's what she starts out at. But we're really just going to be talking about these 2 fights. I just wanted to mention that just as an aside to anybody who wants to solo 25-man heroic. These fights are not the hard ones. Hagara and Ultraxion are. And so again, just make sure that you have, you don't really even need a cooldown for Impale. It's just I use one just because I'm used to using one. Like, I think it used to do like 1,000,000 damage or something like that, and you used to have to stack like 5 cooldowns or something like that to take a hit from it. And so it's not like that anymore. So this is really, really easy to do. The only things, as I said before, the only things that you really need to watch out for is getting hit with the Impale stack, and even that probably won't kill you. But if you have very bad gear and you're having trouble anyway, you might just want to play it safe. And as I said before, make sure that you have a little bit of time left. I didn't even know if that bolt was going to come out or not, so I was like kind of waiting. It doesn't even really matter, as you can see. Just make sure that you start the next corruption without the Impale stacks, and you're going to have really no trouble. Now, whenever you get the Kale Ghost, can you fucking believe that? Like, God, it makes me so mad. And some people were telling me that was like giving them trouble soloing Chromatic Champion, and so hopefully that won't happen with you guys. But I think it must be some sort of a bug. But either way, just make sure, as I said before, that you just don't die to Impale. And also in the last phase, at 15, 10, and 5% of Deathwing's health, he's going to summon ads that heal him called Congealing Blood. Now, what you do with the Congealing Blood is you slow them and you kill them. It's really easy. As a warrior, you just put Blade Storm down, and it's just not even a big deal. Also, Alexstrasza doesn't help you kill the tentacles, but for whatever reason, they're not putting the stacks on me, and so I'm not really taking all too much damage. Just make sure that you damage down the tentacles, and you're not going to have any trouble. But honestly, like, what I do is I just ignore the tentacles completely, because the amount of time that it takes me to kill the boss isn't enough for the tentacles to matter. And so that's pretty much how I handle it. Now, I did get some bloods here, and I let that happen on purpose, so I could show that for the video. And this is how easy it is to kill the bloods here. Watch. 2, 3, and 1 more, they're dead. And so anyway, as soon as you get to the last platform, as I said before, you're going to have 3 different places where the bloods will spawn. They can spawn in the back, in the middle, or in the front, like where they are now. This is one of the harder places to deal with. I just Blade Storm them down, and it's not really an issue. There's more bloods again because I got them to 10%, and again, I'm just Blade Storming them all down. Now, if you don't get every single one, it's usually going to be okay. Also, the Aluminium Fragments can all stack an attack on you, and so if you're not going to kill them, make sure to hit that button that's on your screen, the Dream button, and then what's going to happen is that you're going to take 50% less damage. You can probably kill Deathwing before the 5% Congealing Bloods even get to him. And so that's what I would really recommend. Like last time I did this myself, just like not on camera to like display mechanics or anything, I didn't kill any of them. I just went in there, popped every cooldown, burned them down, and none of the bloods even got to them. And so it's really not that hard to do. And so that's pretty much how I solo at least, Heroic Spine and Heroic Deathwing. Hopefully this helps you guys. I didn't get the fucking mount, but that's okay. Either way, hopefully this helps you guys. And if you guys have any other questions about like how I did this or whatever else, just go ahead and let me know, and I'll try and answer them the best I can. But that's pretty much all I got. Thanks for watching, and like, comment, and subscribe.